did.
Bring it on, Ari. Okay? Okay? Piranha.
Looking towards my what? I love that. Like vomit.
A breakup story powerful enough to change careers, rewrite reputations, and even mess with the culture we're all living in. That's what we're talking about tonight. And if you think celebrity heartbreak is just about gossip and headlines, buckle up. We're pulling threads that run a whole lot deeper. This is Celebrity Breakups Exposed. The truth behind Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, and Ariana Grande. You think you know the stories? Oh no. Trust me, by the time we count down to number 1, you're gonna see Hollywood heartbreak in a whole new light. At number 10, we slam the brakes in 2015. Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert. Nashville royalty. A country love story everybody held up as a gold standard. They made ballads people danced to at their weddings. Together, they were the couple other couples prayed to be like. Then, out of nowhere, the announcement hit. Divorce. Quick, blunt, and over. The statement was so dry it might as well have been typed by a lawyer running late. No juicy explanations, no grand interviews, just done. And on the opposite side of the country, Gwen Stefani, California's pop-punk queen, was living through almost the exact same disaster. Her marriage to Gavin Rossdale collapsed like a sandcastle caught by a wave. 2 heartbreaks, side by side, happening almost in sync. Nobody knew it then, but those cracks were the setup for one of Hollywood's strangest, most unexpectedly powerful love twists. Now number 9, and suddenly this doesn't look like real life anymore. It looks like a rom-com somebody would have pitched to Netflix. Blake and Gwen, both wounded, end up a few feet apart in giant red chairs on The Voice. He's all cowboy boots and cheeky smirks. She's all couture and SoCal sunshine. At first, nobody bought it. Yeah, right, people said. A rebound. Ratings bait. A stunt, maybe. But here's the thing. Chemistry doesn't care. It just explodes. And theirs was visible in those tiny smiles, those glances, those little moments that said, "Oh, this is real." Suddenly, people weren't tuning in to watch the singers on stage. They were watching them. And then came the music. Nobody But You. Happy Anywhere. Sappy? Sure. But millions streamed those ballads because they weren't just singles. They were diary entries dressed up as duets. Coming in at number 8, what looked like a showmance refused to burn out. Most celebrity pairings fizzle before the ink's even dry on the TMZ headline. Not this one. Their whole vibe flipped their images upside down. Gwen, once the edgy, leopard print rebel of No Doubt, leaned into softer harmonies and Oklahoma sunsets. Blake, a country megastar who'd been adored in Nashville, suddenly became mainstream. People outside his country circle knew his name not just because of his twang, but because of that love story. Their heartbreaks had been real, public wounds. That's why the new romance worked. It felt raw, not manufactured. They didn't hide, they sang. Not polished fairy tales, therapy set to music. You could hear the scars in their voices, see the gratitude in their eyes. Messy, honest, powerful. All right, sliding down to number 7, the spotlight swings over to Ariana Grande. And this one feels different. At first, Ariana's marriage to Dalton Gomez looked like peace in a storm. After a string of high-profile romances and heartbreaking losses, fans breathed relief when she tied the knot with a normal guy. Dalton wasn't a headline maker. He wasn't chasing clout. He sold luxury houses, stable, grounded. Honestly, the fandom sighed. Finally, she's safe. For a while, it seemed like a dream. Simple love after chaotic chapters. Except 2 years later, gone. The marriage evaporated. Divorce papers confirmed it, and the illusion of stability folded like a house of cards. And now it gets messy at number 6, because Ariana's breakup strategy is a whole other creature compared to Blake and Gwen. See? When they had heartbreak, they answered with sweet love duets. Ariana? She turns every scar into code, dropping songs like pages from a diary written in riddles, leaving millions of fans squinting into the lyrics like they're solving for clues. TikTok detectives took over, making timelines, dissecting metaphors, pausing 5-second clips like FBI agents. Did she just reference Dalton? Wait, is that about Ethan? Every release feels less like an album and more like an interactive scavenger hunt. And Ariana knows it. Her music works like grief therapy disguised as viral bait. It's heartbreak and hunt wrapped in one irresistible package. While Blake and Gwen gave us harmony born of healing, Ariana braves chaos, and those storms turn into fandom fuel. And here's the wildest thing. We're not even at the top 5 yet. Numbers 10 through 6 already had explosive power. Blown-up marriages, red chair romances, puzzle-coded pop hits. But what happens when love turns into a PR engine? What happens when scrutiny becomes weaponized? And what if heartbreak is no longer just personal recovery, but cultural infrastructure? Those answers are waiting in the top 5. And by the time we hit number 1, you'll never see a headline breakup the same way again. Number 5 strips away the last illusions. Because Blake and Gwen weren't just living their love story anymore, they were selling it. Yeah, I said it. Selling it. When they hit their second year together, this wasn't just gossip. It was branding. Interviews with Blake or Gwen always circled back to their romance. Performances became showcases for their love. Fans wanted behind-the-scenes details, proposals teased, farm life photos, family pics, and they gave it. Holiday specials that looked like Hallmark postcards, choreographed duets that felt like home videos. Critics grumbled, calling it PR sugarcoating. But here's the kicker. It worked. Even if curated, people believed. Why? Because beneath all that packaging was the truth of two people who had been gutted by heartbreak and found a reason to stand back up again. But number 4 belongs to Ariana, and it reveals something harsher. Her career has collided with her personal life in ways that would break most people. Fans don't separate the artist from the diary. Every lyric is a line item to be cross-examined. After Dalton, after Ethan Slater rumors from the Wicked set, her story wasn't hers alone anymore. It was everyone's. Every Instagram caption became decoded evidence, every outfit a statement. The question was never just, what's next for her music? It became, what hidden message is she sneaking into this photo? What makes number 4 stand out, though, is how she turns that spotlight back on itself. She's figured out how to weaponize whispers. Drop a breadcrumb, the internet picks it up. Drop 2, they build a timeline. Streams rise, buzz multiplies. Pain turns to content, and content turns viral. Brilliant, absolutely. Brutal, even more so. Imagine living a breakup and simultaneously monetizing the memory of it for fans who demand answers. Exhausting. Which leaves us at number 3. And this is where the threads weave together. Hollywood heartbreak has evolved from gossip to infrastructure. It's no longer just she cheated or he left. These stories are oxygen for entire industries. Labels, TV shows, TikTok trends, brands, and fans? Oh, we're full-on participants. We speculate, remix, create memes, drop hashtags that trend worldwide. Every divorce headline is fuel. When Gwen walked away from Gavin Rossdale, it wasn't just closure, it became the spark for a career rebirth beside Blake. When Blake split from Miranda, he went from Nashville's king to mainstream crossover. Ariana's heartbreaks, time and again, became cultural events. Songs to decode, narratives for millions. What used to be endings are now engines that churn endlessly, and all of us are riding the gears. But if number 3 was revelation, number 2 is the reality check. Because love might resurrect careers, but it eats privacy alive. Blake and Gwen's relationship may look like a fairy tale, but it's one replayed endlessly. Every romantic song they sing is filtered through the past. Remember her ex? Remember his divorce? Every red carpet smile whispers back to old heartbreak. And yet they endure. But that's the blueprint. Public immortality stamped with scars. Ariana, though, it's even heavier. Her legacy is heartbreak on loop. Albums tied to boyfriends, singles tied to rumors. No matter what roads she takes ahead, Broadway, movies, happiness in a quiet corner, the world will circle back to those old wounds first. That's the tax on fame. You can win hearts, but you can't outrun the heartbreaks that made you a headline. And that brings us to number 1. The big truth that sits under all the glitter. The paparazzi flash, the streaming numbers. You ready? Hollywood heartbreak isn't just theirs, it's ours. We feed on it, replay it, meme it, cry with it. Why? Because every time we see Blake or Gwen or Ariana crumble and rebuild, it reflects something we've survived too. It's like the world's most public soap opera, teaching us that scars don't mean endings. Their stories mirror ours, just magnified, auto-tuned, and dressed for a photo shoot. And maybe that's why we can't look away. Because deep down, we need proof that even the gods of pop culture bleed like we do. And keep singing through it. So that's the twist. Blake, Gwen, Ariana, they aren't just stars recovering from heartbreak. They're case studies in a culture that turns romance into spectacle and pain into product. Love becomes currency. Heartbreak becomes playlist fuel. And heartbreak morphed into music? That's immortality. Behind the spotlights, it's still just two people whispering, "I'm done," at a kitchen table. Haunting, right? So, next time you scroll past a headline about a breakup, pause for a second. Remember, there are humans behind those captions. Humans who bruise the same way we do. And maybe that's why we lean in. Not because we want to watch them burn, but because watching them rise from ashes makes us believe we can too. And if that's not the most unexpected gift a celebrity breakup could give us, I don't know what is.